everybody, this is Zero. Welcome to my Redstone playground. I have lots of fun little things I've toyed with here. A couple things that you may recognize from other videos, some things I've made myself. This fun little contraption is my reed farm. As you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of 7 reeds. So each harvest will bring you, each full harvest will be about 56 reeds. And once they're all full, you come up to this button, push the button. As you can see, as the two sets of pistons extend towards the middle, the row in the center here will come up. That way all of the reeds will fall onto the center row of blocks, and then when the blocks drop, the water in the back pushes all those reeds up to the front, thereby ensuring 100% item gains from this. Very simple. Not exactly efficient when you're dealing with pistons, but it's about as efficient as I can make it. I don't know what that was. But the redstone's about as efficient as I can make it. If you can come up with something a little bit better, that's great. Make sure to let me know in the comments. We'll go ahead and unveil the redstone up here. As you can see, we've got a row of redstone torches here, lighting up these torches up here, which, since they're off, these pistons are retracted. And then comes the fun part. If they keep going down to these redstone here, which are powered by this row of repeaters. You have both sides of repeaters being lit from the button, which is powered from this block down through here. Then we have these blocks here. Stuck. We have these blocks here, which are being powered from the redstone torch right there. Powers through here. We have a glass block here, so the redstone can keep going through. And they go through here, and a row of 7 torches right there. Then we have another block going through here. I'm stuck in there again. We have another row of blocks going through here to those, and this design is repeated over here once again. You add in the extra ticks that it takes the torches to travel up there. That means that these will always come up first and will always drop second. Always drop first. But the most important thing is that it comes up first. So that way, when these pistons extend, all the reeds are knocked into the center pillar here, and they stay extended for a few seconds because of the length of the button push. Just long enough for all the items to come to a rest in the center pillar there. Overall, not the most efficient if you're looking for just sheer production, but the redstone in it is rather cool. It's really impressive when you can just push a button and have a bunch of stuff happen at once. An upgrade I made for this thing, I did it in the server I play on. I actually went through the back here. Instead of having a button go up like that, I had this come through the back, line up through here, and I had it hooked up to a bud switch. I got an example of it over here. As you can see, a bud switch here. We got piston coming through here. This is a sticky piston hooked up to this block. You have 2 torches and 2 repeaters. And it's hooked up in such a way that whenever this 3rd block grows, go ahead and trip it. Trip it with blah, 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 blah. With that. And it trips the bud switch. And the way it's designed, this will extend and then retract really quick. Sending a signal down here to this pulse extender, which extends the pulse out through here. This redstone comes through here, gets powered through here, reverses the signal, and here it's sent out to this piston here so that it can extend and break the reeds, so it'll reset everything. You're going to lose some reeds from here, but this is just a control. And then this version has it being sent up to the top through here like this. However, this will work. This will be more efficient in Redstone. But you're going to have a lot of overhead. You have to build a roof and all that good stuff. This over here allows for all the redstone to be hidden underground. Then you build these walls over here. Seal up this bit of redstone there, and as far as anyone can tell, it's magic. But you hook up the redstone repeater to the back. Or the bud switch. So that way, when it grows up to 3 tall, as a control read, it will set off the switches. It will set off all the pistons and trip all these pistons to extend, and it's essentially like a button push. The only downfall to that is the control doesn't always grow at the same rate as all the other reads grow, so it's possible that you could have several reads that aren't fully grown. I'd only recommend the bud switch if you happen to have like a mod that allows chests to automatically absorb items. If you do that, if you have that, then a bud switch would be the best way to go, because it'll run and keep producing reed even when you don't have any sort of... You don't have to be there constantly to pick up the reeds. Alright, next bit, this next little bit is going to be my watermelon slash pumpkin farm. Seal that up. This one I believe is my melon farm. We'll go ahead and just speed up the growing process. At full capacity, all you do is simply come out here and push this button. As you can see, 99% of the watermelon wind up in the center here. On occasion, you're going to wind up with a slice of watermelon falling off to the side, but for the most part, they're all going to wind up in this center path. Now for the redstone here, we've got this section of sticky pistons powered by this redstone. The redstone here flows down here and is powered by this repeater, which in turn is powered by this torch, which in turn is powered by this repeater. This signal splits off. This signal's sent up there, this signal's up there. This, you can see they're all set to 2 ticks here. And 2 ticks there, which allow for these to extend after the floor pistons do. As you can see, I have a block right above a red piece of redstone, and then a repeater coming off of that to an inverter. That inverter runs redstone all down the middle there. What you can't see here, I'll dig down so you can. All through under each of these sticky pistons, you're going to see a torch. So that way, when you push the button, this becomes powered, which sends a signal through here. Turns this redstone torch off, which turns off all these redstone here, which turns on these switches, these torches here, which extends all those pistons. Those pistons fire, lifting up all of these, and then while they're up, you have a delay being sent through here. 2 ticks, it gets hit into here, which turns this torch on, which sends a signal to this block, which powers this redstone repeater, which is set to 2 ticks as well, which powers this redstone and sends redstone all the way down here, which powers each one of these sticky pistons and extends the side pieces. This is repeated on the other side, making for a rather efficient farm for melons. I have it set up for 10, just because it's a nice round number. You wind up with about like a stack and a half or so of melon every time you do a harvest. Let's clear out the old inventory. Yeah, I got a lot of extra stuff from some of my work. Go ahead and clear out a lot of that stuff. Alright. I'll seal that up. And if anyone who's watching this actually is wondering, I do plan on continuing my Minecraft playthrough. I'm thinking about a different name. For the series, because over the episodes I made, it just seemed a little too serious for Minecraft. I don't know. Anyway, you push the button, all they get put in there. And like I said, about a stack and a half. You're gonna get about 6 to 7 slices per piston, per melon. Very simple, very efficient, very effective. This right here is just a simple 4-block cobble generator. Right here is a very simple wheat farm. It's stackable, so that way you can make this as tall as you want and produce stacks upon stacks of wheat. All you gotta do, this last plot here is 8 by 8, so that way it's maximum water distance from the sides here, which is all water under here. These, each one after that, has got to be 7 by 8, so that way the water, when it flows outwards, can hit this and flow out here, and it'll stop the one block left so it can flow down here and push it all the way out. I pulled a lot of the redstone out of this because I had to make room for this. But essentially, you'd have on one side of it a block with a lever, and you'd have redstone running up the side here. Hits this. You're going to want to have it set up so that way this is always powered, otherwise it's going to have water flowing. Then you trip the switch, deactivate that, the pistons retract. Water flows, breaks all the wheat, pushes all of the wheat down through here. They all line up right neatly at that last spot there. Grab another. Flip the switch back. And then as you can see, from one thing you've got over, you'd have about a stack and then 56 in the next one. And a good amount of seeds, so you can easily go in and replant everything. And one of the new updates, you don't have to worry about trampling your crops, as long as you just walk on them. If you jump, they'll be trampled, but if you just walk, it's fine. Okay, we got here my very simple automatic cacti farm. All you gotta do is you got 8 pieces of cacti here. This can be doubled, tripled, whatever. As you can see, as they grow, they detect the signs here as blocks, which cause the cacti to pop off whenever it gets above 2. And since the signs don't really have a block detection or hitbox, the items are free to fall through here and land in the water. We got one source water here that flows all the way out here, pushes all the way to the edge. We have one source block here and one source block here. Comes through that one hole there. And this pressure plate prevents the water from flowing all the way out here. This over here is me working on a multi-button doorway thing. This is a bit from the Pit Frenzy. I tried to understand some of the redstone going on there. And here's me understanding some physics dealing with signs. Fun fact, signs, when they're placed on pistons, cannot be pushed. However, they can be pulled. For example, we'll go ahead and sign. A lot of maps will do this for holding up sand. You can grab sand. And then when you take away the power, you got half slabs that don't block the flow of redstone. And then when you break the power, the sand is pulled back, which breaks the sign that's on it, and by extension breaks any signs that are based on the sign that was on there. You have a whole floor of sand or gravel. They break the wrong block. This piston's retracted. All the signs break and the floor falls up below them. This right here is just a pulse limiter. Basically an AND gate built in here that the length of this pulse is dictated by this repeater right here. As you can see right now, this torch is sending a signal through here, which causes this torch to be off. Whenever a signal is placed into it, we'll use a lever. For a split second. As you can see there, for a very brief moment. See if I can't get a better angle. Actually, I could. As you can tell, for the brief instant that this torch comes off, this bit of redstone turns off as well, which allows this to turn on. But then, as the signal goes through this, it sends power to this, which then turns it off, thereby allowing for there to be a very brief pulse of redstone. Very useful for button pushes or something that should be a single thing. It's a very simple smooth stone generator. As long as the lava falls on top of the water, it will generate smooth stone. If you have it hooked up to a clock, it'll reliably push out the smooth stone. The only downfall is, we'll see if we can't get... Let's see if you can't see it. Come on, do it. Or did that get fixed in the newest update? They must have fixed it. It used to be the lava would cut right through the water every now and then, but I think they fixed that. This really simply is a... This was built in the mind of some servers. When you shut them down, doesn't save the clocks properly. And this allows you to very easily, see, with that switch up, it stops the clock. And then we have one of these pulse limiters, which allows for a constant signal of redstone to be transferred into just a single pulse. And the lever here is wired up to an AND gate. So, when you flip this switch, it sends a pulse through, which sends a signal through here, which allows this AND gate to continue with the clock. But as soon as you flip it off, both AND gates are on, this turns off, and stops the clock. It was an idea I had, to server-proof clock. This could also be done with a button, but it better be done with a lever, because this AND gate requires a constant source of power on this one to allow it to keep going. I think we're almost done with the little tour of my redstone playground. Here's a video I saw about using a sand belt to harvest trees. Never really got it to work. This, however, I got to work really well. Simply put, it's a smart detector, a block detector. As soon as the sapling doesn't carry a redstone signal, so as soon as the sapling grows into a tree, it sends a signal through here, which I actually do have one over here that's built but not put together. So, signal is constantly put through here. As soon as a block is updated through here, it sends a signal through here, powers this, which powers this one and this one. This powers this block, which sends a signal through here, sending a signal to this, turns off this, that. It sends a signal through, turns off this signal, which inverts here, and resets the power source. And here it gets passed up here, which then is powered to here, which goes through this single one-tick repeaters all the way up, and on every other layer of this, it has a repeater coming out set to the right delay, so that way all of them will fire at the same time. And the signal gets sent out here, which this powers this one, and the block that's right under it powers that one. And every time I have to and then it does that, but with a tree, as you can see over here, there's a whole bunch of them to be pushed. So it pushes all of them up, and then all 6 of these push them out. Pistons push 12 blocks away, up to 12 blocks from them. So this is the perfect width for everything. You have to want to make sure it has 12 blocks. You stagger these things, and they'll meld into each other like a zipper and create a massive block of wood. I saw there was a video on this that I actually took from and slightly improved the design a bit. I'll post the link to it in the description so you can see the original. But other than that, that's just about it. Oh. The new series for Minecraft, I'm thinking about calling it Zed's Playground or something similar to that. Feel free to give me your opinions. Or if you like the old one, let me know. The old name, let me know. Or if you think you should change, give me some suggestions on what you think the name should be. I'm still trying to figure out. I want to do videos, and I just got a new hard drive, which should make these videos a lot better. But I am still debating what to call the series. I think that'll be it. So until I actually decide, until the series starts up again, I guess I'll see you guys later.